all we have to do to ensure the essentially extinction of all life on this planet is to do nothing. The idea of the economy shrinking, you know, we're in a recession. My God, this is terrible. Is it? So what we have is an economic system that encourages us to buy more, pollute more, get more, and all that sort of stuff. And we have a situation on the planet itself that we have to reduce our consumption and our emissions by about 80%. Imagine if you were a family and you had lived on your income for many, many generations had lived on their income. And then one of the family suddenly decided, hey, you know that nest egg we've got for the family in case of a bad day? Let's raid the bank. And what happened when we raided the bank with the Industrial Revolution is everything went completely out of balance. And this is madness. So we are grossly irresponsible and have been for 200 years in our production. And engaging ourselves in corporate social responsibility is a way of waking people up. But that ain't going to fix it. There's a breakdown of leadership, and people are being irresponsible until they learn to be responsible. Because the only way you learn to be responsible is to have to be responsible. The primary product of coaching is building self-responsibility in the other person, isn't it? That's what you're doing. You're helping the other person to make their own choices. Choice-making is how you get responsibility. You have to make your own choices. And that's why the whole thing has grown up in the last 25 years, because 25 years ago could be identified as a time where hierarchy began to break down. This is the future. I mean, I'm deeply grateful for the existence of coaching as a profession. Mrs. Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, who had a love affair before the love affair between Blair and Bush, but they had a love affair, and they introduced what we call selfish capitalism. It's very much glorifying the individual, very much the success of the individual. You can succeed, you go for it as an individual. That was that extreme version of capitalism. And there was an economic benefit. And it was a social disaster, because it takes far longer to extract ourselves from the damage that has been done by the glorification of the individual and the effects that that has, consciously and subconsciously, about people feeling inadequate because they can't measure up. What we have is an economy that people are in service to. You know, what happens is, you know, the banks, whatever it is, you know, they get into financial trouble. So what do? They lay off loads of people. People is not the first consideration. The money is the first consideration. We have these coins and things. They're just part of an exchange system. That's the purpose of it, is to enable us to exchange goods and services. But the money has become the goal in itself. You know, I will be on the client's agenda, but if that client's agenda clashes with my values, do I continue on the client's agenda? You know, at what point do you say, what you're asking me to coach you on or to improve in your organization transgresses my values, and I'm not going to support you going in that direction? What we have to do in this world is to keep people's consciousness, our own and other people's consciousness, expanding so that we begin to include more and more in us until we get out to everything there is us. I think we do everything we possibly can because there's nothing better to do than to do everything you possibly can, and you get a lot of fulfillment out of doing everything you possibly can.